to Hear Impact. I'm Cassandra Hilos, your host. And today we're going to talk about the 7 type of rest that every person, including me and you, needs to be rested. I think that it's true that we misunderstood rest and with sleep. So if we are tired, we think that if we sleep like 8 hours, then we're not going to be any more tired. We're going to be rested. But what Sandra Dalton Smith, a physician, regarding sleep and rest, she says actually the opposite, that sleep is not enough. The sleep is only one of the 7 type of rest that we need. And she wrote a book about it. It's called Sacred Rest, Recover Your Life, Renew Your Energy, Restore Your Sanity. So what is she explaining about? What is she saying about this 7 type of rest? So what is she saying actually is about that sleep and rest are not the same thing. And maybe most of us, I think, we will think that it is the same thing, but it's not. We need so much more than just sleep, depending of the area, the different type we have that we need rest, more. So if we have lack of rest in one type, then we need to rest in that specific type to feel rested. And that is actually very interesting and potentially true, because I think we understand that in moments in our lives that we have had very difficult, we have a very difficult experience, like a disease, or we lost somebody, like a lost, even a job, an employment, all this difficult situation that you need to live through them. At the end, you feel very tired, emotionally tired. You feel that you need much more than sleep just to restore what you have lost through those experiences in life. And thankfully, according to this Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith, now we have this opportunity to understand how we can feel the rest. We can get that rest back if we are suffering. So the first rest, of course, is the physical rest. So yeah, we do need sleep and napping, but this is a passive physical rest. We actually need something else in the physical rest, not only the passive one, but actually the active one. Active physical rest means restoring activities like yoga, stretching, massage, just to improve your circulation and flexibility. All these things are going to help you to actually rest physically. Now, the second type of rest is mental rest. And I think something that we all feel it. If you work 40 hours a week and, well, there's not really much to do every single day, only the weekend. And I don't think the weekend we have this lack of energy to do anything because mentally we're so tired. And some people experience, of course, this worse because they have this lack of energy of doing anything, especially when they go to work. They just drink too much coffee, they cannot concentrate on their job. When they lie down at night, they just think all the conversation they had at the office all day, and their thoughts are running. The mind is not rested at all. Even end up sleeping, if they don't have insomnia, unfortunately, they will wake up with the same mental rest deficit. So, the good news, according to the doctor, is that we can actually fix it if we learn to stop for a few minutes. So, what we can do is just take breaks when we walk every 2 hours just to get some restoring our thoughts, our minds in throughout the workday, and just learn to slow down, you know. Of course, you can do that, maybe go to the toilet or, just drink some water. All these breaks from your work, they're going to help you to just shut down for just a few minutes to restore your resting point and energy at the end. You can actually do that at home. Maybe put a diary to write your thoughts and just try to learn to quiet the mind. There's so many things you can do about that. The third type, is something that we it's like, I don't know, the era of what we need, everybody needs, is about the sensory rest. I mean, the computer screens are just damage our eyes, and our tiredness is enormous because of that. We have the bright lights at the office and this noise, phone calls, people chatting, laughing, screaming. I don't know, it depends where you work, in the office or not. You just feel overwhelmed sometimes. There's just so many senses around you. And what you can do is just focus a bit, close your eyes for a minute in the middle of the day, and just try to restore some of that rest back, the sensory rest. Unplug your electronics when you go home, and just learn to stop. You don't need to continue to be alert like you are in work. You have to learn to stop and take some time to restore yourself on the sensory rest. And, turn down the light. Just try to quiet the sense around you, your senses, your eyes, your ears, and we will get that rest back from that. Now, the fourth type of rest is the creative rest. And I think that is huge, This is really, really important, because when you get the rest back, you become creative again. You can solve problems and, find new ideas, maybe help you for your job. So learn to rest, to get the rest of your creative rest back, is something that can be achieved by finding the wonder again inside of you. So if you remember the first time you go to the beach, or I don't know, a river, or somewhere in nature that you loved, you take your breath away, or even an art piece, you kind of get that thing back. So what you can do is just maybe find a place close to home, because if you are like hiking like I do, and you have this hiking trail as your favorite, if it's away from home, then probably you're not going to get that often. But if you find this local place you can go and walk and experience nature, then you will definitely go more often than the other choice. Of course, you can go to the trail, of course, and restore that part of yourself. But there are also other ways, take pictures of that to inspire you. the places you love, the artwork you love, and they speak to you. And, you know, in this way, you get less and less tired of everyday life. And, inspiration, innovation, and motivation will come back to your life because of that. So the sixth rest is the emotional rest. And I think that's why we feel a little bit overwhelmed, not a bit, so much overwhelmed. And we have difficulty in our relationship because we feel tired emotionally, because we learn that we need to please everybody. We need to be social because we're social beings. We need to be active on that, and to have a lot of friends and active social life, and go out and do this and that. But emotionally, sometimes that is so tiring, because we end up putting a mask, a smiling mask, because nobody wants a person that is not smile all the time, and it can say no. It's of the yes we want to hear every single day. But sometimes you get tired of that. And being social rest, to get that back, it means that when somebody asks you how you are, you tell them the truth, that maybe you're not okay that day. Just be truthful and express your feelings freely, Stop pleasing everybody. You deserve to be pleased first and mostly in any person of your life. You're number one. And just be open and feel, just express your feelings free. And some people won't like it, but you will get that emotional rest back. And social rest, of course, too. So that is important. So social rest is actually another type of rest that we need, and it's really connected to emotional rest. It's about the relations we have. Some relations actually exhaust us, and some revive us. So to experience more social rest is to surround yourself with supporting people, people that they are positive. But I think they're also important for you to find people with compassion. I think something that is difficult to find people now. And true compassion, like deeply compassionate people, truthful on that. Because when you have compassion, then you have compassion for the other person and yourself also. And that is very helpful, very positive feeling to have around. So if you interact with people like that, the supportive ones, the positive ones, even if just one or two people, you get that social rest you need, because we need that. We half of, like, 8 hours of the day, maybe half of the day, we are with people we maybe don't like, in our workplace. People that are negative, or they're bossy, or they demand things from us. They do not have that compassion that somebody needs to be with people, to have this behavior towards them, to get that social rest, to give social rest to people. And that's why it's important to choose wisely your people that surround you, your friends and family. Actually, you can talk to them too, and try to find that social rest back to you. And finally, the final type of rest is spiritual rest. It's something that some people, I think, especially if they have the most difficult part of their lives, uh, like I said before, a great loss. We try to find spiritual rest afterwards. We try to connect beyond, physical and mental, just a deep sense of belonging, of love and purpose and acceptance. We need to find something to engage to, something really greater like God or the universe. And we can do that, with pray, meditation, or even to be involved with community activities. Go to a shelter and be volunteer. You have this deeply connection through that with people, with nature, with your space around you, with everything around you, actually. So you see, sleep alone can restore us, to be rested, to feel rest in our bones and our minds and our spirits. So that's why we need to focus in the type. We need rest more. And when we get rest, we actually need to see the rest of the seven types of rest and where we need to focus on every time that we feel that our rest meter, where you can call that, is going down a threshold. And we can do activities and actions that are gonna take that up, and we get back that rest that we need the most. So that's another episode of Her Impact. I am actually very rested talking to you about rest already, and there's so many ideas now that through the book of Dr. Uh, Sandra Dalton Smith, again, the physician that wrote Sacred Rest. I'm gonna get by it and find all this idea that can help me to rest, finally rest, because we all need it, and I need it the most. Thank you for being with me with another episode. Make science your superpower, and I'll see you next time.